Knock you in your head with my stick, with my stick. You gon' have a mark from my stick, from my stick. My stick, my stick, my stick is better than bacon. You can't touch my stick. I don't wanna. Yeah, you want my stick. Dunk your coconut with my stick. Look at my stick. You gon' feel the wrath of my stick. Fear my stick, my stick, my stick. My stick is better than bacon. You can't touch my stick. It's just a stick. It's my perfect stick. My stick is my friend, born from a log. Everyone can see it's better than bacon. Why'd you get so crotchety and mean? Look at my stick. Why'd you drink that creature's milk is green? Got me sick. My stick, my stick, my stick is better than bacon. You can't use my stick, but it's just a stick. Don't you like my stick? No, it's just a stick. It's my perfect stick. My stick and me take walks every day. Past the hooligans down by the ocean. When they laugh at my stick, then they learn how my stick is much denser than bacon. Bought a little piggy and I let the little piggy run amok. But when I was asleep, little piggy kept waking me up. People often fight about which birds are the best birds, but everybody can agree that seagulls are the worst. I kiss my stick, you can't pick up my stick. Keep your mitts off my stick. I disappear for years, then reappear right here to cheer about my cool stick. When I was a little bitty kid, I had not yet found my mighty stick. Then I did, I could break your stick using just my brain. My stick? I could make you wish you couldn't feel pain. Not my stick, my stick, my stick, my stick is better than bacon. You can't touch my stick. I don't want your stick. Yeah, you want my stick. It's just a stick. It's my big boy stick. Bought a bag of venom and I wish I really, really, really didn't. Nobody has a good reason to own a bag of venom. Poke on my wrist sometimes 'cause I like how it hurts. Everybody can agree that seagulls are the worst. I kiss my stick, it's my stick. You can't pick up my stick. Keep your mitts off my stick. Everyone can see it's better than bacon. It's my stick, it's my stick. It's my finger, my stick. Keep your mitts off my stick. Everyone can see it's better than bacon.
Do not wear that outfit again. But if you wanna keep it clean, because I want to fit in. Sorry, you're just not terribly important to me. Did you know that Whitney Houston's debut beat her phone #1 single song? Did you know that Christy, there are no girls with good personalities? I don't think we should see each other anymore. It never was supposed to be. Gotta return some videotapes. Have to return some videotapes. Did you know I'm utterly insane? I like to dissect girls that ate some of their brains. Gotta return some videotapes. I'm really late. Gotta return some videotapes. I guess I'm probably returning videotapes. Gotta return some videotapes. I guess I'm probably returning videotapes.
I am telling you, it is the definition between an entrepreneur and an employee. The employee goes to the cliff, looks over the cliff, says, is there a balloon down there? Will I be safe? What happens if it hurts? What if I land on my neck? To an entrepreneur, they said we need to jump off the cliff, backs up 10 feet, get a fucking run.
This town needs an enema.
Fuck. Julio! Where's Commissioner Gordon?
Come on, you guys take beating.
Too stupid!
You don't really think you can win. Things change.
You've got me. Who's got you?
Everything changed. And anyone who tells you different is just lying.
You know who this is? This is Mark motherfucking Sylvester.
Welcome, everybody, to another JMS Talks Comics Live. So, this is the second week in a row now I have started off with the A&S intro. Now, if you don't know what Odd Stuff is, the big announcement is that Odd Stuff is coming back starting next Thursday on this channel right here at 8 o'clock. And we are coming back with our main man, Sean Ahrendt, who is finally returning. And I am extremely excited to have my brother back, my partner in crime. It's been a while since we did a show together. And when he left to take care of his mother, and unfortunately she passed, but all you guys came out and raised so much money for the fundraiser. We raised over $15,000 for the Ahrendt family, and that was just very humbling to see everybody come out for that. But he is finally ready to get back. So next Thursday at 8 o'clock, I'm so excited. Come out. It's just gonna be a party. We're gonna come out. He's gonna hang. We're gonna have friends on. Hopefully people in the chat can come and just have a good time. So that is the big news. But if you are new to this channel, you don't know what Odd Stuff is, I wanted to kind of get you caught up by playing the intro that was for our show. So, you can tell I'm just excited to get Sean back, man. It's going to be awesome. Here on the Steadfast, had a 4-month member chat. Thank you, brother. Says, hail Joe, hail to you. One thing I forgot to do last month in December was for my members, I was giving away original art every 4 months. It was do a drawing between everybody, and I forgot to do that with the auction that we had, and obviously the holidays came up, so we're going to be doing that at some point this month, where I'm going to give away original art to our members. And what I'm going to do this time around, I got a bunch of these Spawn #1 sketch covers donated by the lovely Kayla, who you can see on Appreciating Comic Book Art on Tuesdays. And I am going to do a custom drawing for one of our members on this channel. We're going to do a drawing. Whoever wins, you'll get whatever you want on this book, and that'll be shipped out to you. So that's going to be one of the perks for being a member of this channel. And I do want to say I appreciate everybody that pays money to be a part of this channel. You support what I do here. You support what I do with Superior Press. You help me pay for the StreamYard so I can stream, and that is completely awesome. Thank you so much. We got Hail the Lore in the house. #1 again. I think this is 2 out of the last 3 days, or 2 out of the last 3 shows he's been #1. So hail to you, brother. We got Mark in the house. He says, I hope your father's surgery went well. Yes, thank you very much. And it did. My father had major arm surgery yesterday. He fell and broke his arm in 4 places, and he's almost 75 years old. So that in itself is a scary thing to go under the knife at that age with surgery. But he came out fine. Praise the Lord. And he's doing good. He's in recovery. So thank you so much for people who reached out and expressed concern and well wishes and prayers within the chat. I really do appreciate that, guys. We got Rick Saylor in the house, member of the channel. Hail to you, brother. We got Mike TV Dub says, the movie that killed my Star Wars fandom. This makes me sad. Yeah, that was a horrible movie, but the lip sync, version of that song is just absolutely hilarious. I had to use it, but you're right. It does make me sad. Yep. Hail, Jaro. Good to see you. Good morning. Hope your day is a fantastic day. Yep. Corey Barton in the house. Hail, brother. Hey, everyone. We got hail the chat from Huron. Maybe that's what it is. Huron the Steadfast. You know me, I can't pronounce a damn thing. We got Marco Sharpo in the house, says, hail the chat. Hail to you. Good to see you here. Thank you for being here. Got Chauncey Blakey. My man, what is up? Be here, brother. Next Thursday, 8 o'clock for the return of Otten Stuff, because I know Chauncey is one of the long-running members of the chat that we've had for the longest time. We got Jerry Rasco in the house as well. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Rob Wilson. I'm here to learn. Oh, nice. I like that. Hopefully we can be informative on this show. Also got Tarks9 in the house, member of the channel as well. Thank you for being here. All right. I think before we bring Mark on, and we'll talk about some things. We're going to talk about his newest campaign. He's always campaigning. He's always fulfilling. He's, probably the number one in Comicsgate for putting out campaigns, fulfilling campaigns, and just, he's got it down to a science. I want to copy his business model going forward. Like he's that good at it. And we've got a big, CGFW match coming up too. I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit, which will be pretty fun and exciting. But before we do, I just wanted to say I was over at Mandy's channel talking a little bit about Reaper Destroyer, and I got some backers, and we are sitting at just $5. Holy shit. $5 away from hitting 56K on this campaign. So I just want to say thank you to all the recent backers we got. $5 can put us over. It's just, that's absolutely incredible. So we'll talk a little bit more about that before the show ends. But I just want to say thank you to everybody that's come out recently and backed this. And we're just that damn close to hitting that and continuing forward with that. So we got another member chat. Says Tarks9 says, cheers Comicsgate, 6 months member. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you guys being a member of the channel for so long. That really does mean a lot to me. Without further ado, as I have rambled on long enough, we have the moral compass himself, the man, my mentor, a writer on my book and editor, Mr. Mark Poulton. What is going on, Mark? How are you doing, brother? Good to see you.
What's up, man? I feel like we should square up.
That's right. I'm like, should we? Like, it's like, how are we supposed to be nice to each other? I mean, we do have a big title match.
I'll behave for now, but
professional
once WrestleMania comes along, it's all bets are off the table. But yeah, man, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. I've supported everything Mark has done since I came into CG. I'm going to support the new project as well. I just haven't got around to it yet, but I will. Because he's one of those guys that's trustworthy. Like he puts something out, it's gonna be good quality, it's gonna come out on time. Mark is one of the few people I know that can actually get stuff done pre-hand for the most part before you campaign, which in itself is an accomplishment, because I can't even imagine finishing a book before going and launching it. So
it's a little I don't know, nerve-wracking too to put the money out first and hope you get everything back. So far all my campaigns have been profitable, but it's still a big undertaking.
I bet, man. Yeah, that's gotta be nervous. Just the unknown, of what we do with the crowdfunding. You don't really know until you launch and get rolling, but you've got the model down to where you've got like a campaign like every 4 months. It seems like 5 months. I mean, how many are you doing this year?
I'm going to be pushing the limits this year. I have 5 that I'm going to run, and plus there's Graveyard Shift, which John's running. So it's going to be a busy year. Plus I have like exclusives planned for my website and a whole bunch of surprises. So it's going to be a big year. I think it's going to be a great year.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds, and you keep doing more and more every single year. It's impressive. And I wasn't joking about saying I wanted to follow that business model, because I mean that's what I would love to do, is get more campaigns out there, as far as just one, because I want to expand the universe. Like I have a goal of building my universe old school. Like my heroes were always Image Comic founders, and I always loved that they had their own studios and they built their own universes, multiple titles, and you could just do whatever. That's what I want to do. And the way that you kind of do this the business model, getting these campaigns out 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, now you're up to like 6 a year kind of thing. Like that's absolutely what I'm looking to do. So you've been a good example for us, younger, or just more inexperienced. I'll say that, more inexperienced, because I think we're about the same age, but inexperienced creators.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, anything I can do to help.
Oh, you're welcome. And you definitely have helped. And if you guys don't know, Mark is also a writer and editor on my book, Reaper Destroyer, as well. So I know he's giving me guidance when I need it on that. And that's definitely a thing to have when you're a creator, to have the seasoned veteran like Mark on. Because Mark's been, if you guys don't know, Mark has been through the industry. He's worked at DC, he's worked at Image, obviously done a lot of his independent work as well. He's a guy who knows what he's doing, knows how to write good. You know, we all know Graveyard Shift with John Malin has just been one of the staples of the CG community when it comes to books. I think everyone looks forward to those every single year. And you are the writer, co-creator on that title as well.
Yeah, no, it's been an amazing ride since 2017. I mean, I say it a lot, but when John and I launched the first Graveyard Shift book, he was like, well, if we don't hit our goal, we'll just fund it ourselves. We'll each put up 50% of the money. And we were asking for $5,000. And I was like, where am I going to come up with, $2,500? If this doesn't fund,
Right?
this book's never seeing the light of day. And
yeah.
man, $5,000 seemed like, I mean, $5,000 is a lot of money.
Right, exactly.
When we launched that, I wasn't expecting it to be funded in minutes. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is so cool to see. And we were just talking over on Mandy's channel. We were talking about the Reaper Destroyer launch and just how well that did off of day one, and just seeing it's humbling to see that kind of support. Especially for me, I was a no name. Nobody knew me. I didn't have a track record before me. I'd been on streams and talked about the book, showed the art, and to have that kind of support come out at that moment was awesome. And then you see all the other support from these campaigns, and there's a lot of campaigns that are absolutely just hitting the ground running right off the bat, doing very well, and it's not stopping. It's not stopping, and that's the cool thing about Comicsgate. Just in general, like it's an awesome place to be. I wouldn't want to be any other place.
Hey, what's up, Clayton?
We got Clayton in the house. Hail, brother. Good to see you. I got to hook back up with Clayton at some time. I got to get you back on the show. I'd love to come on your show. It's been too long since we've talked comics and art. Everybody go check out howtodrawcomics.net. I believe that is the YouTube channel he's got as well. But also, if you guys are ever in the How to Draw Comics Facebook group, Clayton is always putting in great tips for comic book artists in there as well. So check that out.
I have a book coming out with Clayton later this year. I did work for hire work. Apparently, I have room, for work for hire too. So I did a story for Eric Nunotowski, Hopscotch Origin, and Clayton is one of the artists on it. So yeah. And
that cover that you guys were advertising just looks gorgeous.
Amazing.
Yeah, beautiful cover. I mean, Clayton is a talented dude. I mean, we are surrounded with so many talented artists. Talking about talented artists, we have Chris Graves in the house as well. It's an evening, folks. If you don't know, he's got a book coming out called Writhe and Pain that Poulton is also attached to. It's like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's like the 7 degrees
I collect
of Mark artists. Yeah. He's just you can't escape him. It's awesome, but that looks great too. Nicholas Gear in the house. Howdy. Good to see you.
Up,
Good
Nicholas?
to see you.
Yeah, Chris,
awesome, man. Yeah,
Chris reached out to me through Facebook and just asked me if I wanted to work out. He had no idea I was in Jersey. He just saw me checking into my gym every day, and I had no idea he. When he reached out, the name sounded familiar, but I didn't realize he was an artist, and he actually submitted a piece to the Visions book, the first Visions, the Lilith one.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is meant to be. And then when he was mentioning his book, I was getting excited for it, and then he told me he asked someone else to write it, and I was like, oh.
You're like,
so I said, oh well, if things don't work out, I would love to work on it. So yeah, things just happened to work out for me. So
it's funny because that's kind of kind of how it happened with us too. Like I had originally approached you to write the book. That didn't work out for my end because I just was not ready at the time to really get into it. And I was lined up with another guy I was working with, had to part ways with him. You were still available to come on and help script the book. And, obviously when I have, get in a stump for storytelling, you're right there to help, because the majority of the first book is the concept is there from the other writer, but you're coming on to help script it and then going forward so we can expand this thing. So I'm extremely excited to have you on board. And again, like I said, you're just all over the place. I was extremely happy when Chris said that he was working with you on his book. I was like, dude, that's awesome. Especially with the concept and everything that he's got going on with that. Not Corey Barton in the house says, come on, Clayton's an all right artist. Question mark. Speaking of all right artists, speaking of great artists, Corey is another one. I mean, something just is in the blood of the Barton brothers, that just talent just flows through that family, because Corey is another fantastic artist with an awesome book that's going to be coming out maybe this year. I have no idea, called Androminoids. I think that's
correct.
I think that's it. I always mess it up. I'm sorry, Corey. But the book looks fantastic. And again, this year is just going to be fantastic with books launching. The amount of talent is insane. So let's jump into this real quick. Let's talk about your book, the newest one you have on here. Plus, I know you have something from an old John Malin thing is going to be on here as well to talk about. So, hail, Dean. Good to see you, brother. So, all right. You want to look at you want to take a look at the trailer, or do you want to talk about the book first?
Let's look at the trailer first, and then we'll
let's
talk
do the trailer.
It. Yeah.
All right. Let's check this out, everybody. Turn it up. Turn it up.
Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Oh! Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. You call me a god. 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 I don't know how to stop. I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. Wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent. Cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me, put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm deadly. Never caught off guard, no, I'm always ready.
Hell yeah. That was nice trailer, by the way.
Thank you. Shout out to 6 a.m. Comics. He edited it for me. And the song was on YouTube's free audio library. So
that's even better. That is even better. I got Jerry says, good to see you, Mark. Been a while. Need you to get down to Texas and do a show here. Hang out with Terry, Marat, and I.
That'd be great, awesome. Man. Good to see you, Jerry.
Hail. Sheldon says epic. Yes, I agree. All right, let's talk about what is the book about. Obviously, it looks great so far. I see some familiar characters in here, and then obviously we got to talk about that John Malin preview thing got going on. So
sure. So Hurley's Heroes is about a man who dedicates his life to helping others after gaining superpowers from his superhero organ donor. It's inspired by a true story. A friend of mine suffered 2 strokes. Had dual organ transplants, and afterwards he decided to dedicate his life to working with children with disabilities. And we were talking one day and just joking. He was like, "Oh, my story could be a good comic book." And then I thought about it. I was like, "Yeah, I think you're onto something." And we started brainstorming ideas. And when we came up with the idea of someone gaining superpowers from a superhero organ donor, I was like, wow, that we're really onto something. That's something that's never been done. What are the ramifications of getting an organ from a
Right.
superhero? Do you
Yeah,
get all
yeah.
their powers? Do you get some of their powers? Does that organ slowly take over your body? I just thought there was so much to explore there, and we decided
It's a
to
cool
do.
concept.
Thank you. We decided to do the comic, and I wrote it up real quick. Took me like probably a couple days to write the script. We see Sea Dog in there.
Yep.
Since the book's called Hurley's Heroes, every issue I'd like to incorporate one of the heroes from my universe, almost
Oh,
make it like
nice.
a Marvel team up type book.
That's cool. That's a cool idea. I like that.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
when I was telling one of my friends, I have a friend who's a writer, director, producer. I was telling him about it. He was like, "Wow, you're really onto something." He was like, "Would you want to develop this into a live action film too?" And I was like, "Yes, I would."
Like, duh.
Yeah.
Like,
So
is there
I'm
a
working with
question there? Let's go.
Sean Patrick O'Reilly. He just released Corrective Measures, which was a to be original movie starring Bruce
Okay.
Willis and Michael Rooker.
Oh, nice.
Sean Aaron and I actually just watched it a couple weekends ago when I was over at his
Yeah.
house. So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So yeah. So I'm really excited about the concept. I think the book turned out great. Fredson Oliveira was an artist who reached out to me through Facebook, and he was like, "If you ever have anything and think I would be a good fit for it, reach out." And I happen
That's
to have
pretty
that
cool.
script. Yeah. And Anthony George from Graveyard Shift did the colors. And if I can work with Anthony on every project, I will. He's amazing.
Yeah, I really enjoy his color palette. The Graveyard Shift is just fantastic looking. He just does really good work. The artist, how experienced is he? Because he looks like he's got some really solid storytelling.
Yeah. He's he's a veteran. He's from Brazil. His artwork's
Okay.
amazing.
Okay.
I get excited whenever he would send me just his thumbnails, because there was so much energy in his thumbnails. I was like, wow, these could be a book themselves. Like the artwork on that is
Right.
so amazing.
Well, it's funny. Like on Tuesday's Appreciating Comic Book Art Show, we looked at Billy Tucci's She's a rough cut,
Yeah.
that's just basically what it is. It's just the rough layouts of the book. And I think that is very interesting from an artist point of view. Like, I love seeing the mind of the artist as they're doing the layouts of the page. Because to me, that's my favorite part of drawing.
Yeah.
Like, I love rendering all that stuff, but the actual creating of the page loosely is my favorite part. So I don't know how much everybody else would enjoy those things, but I really dig that stuff. So if you were ever to put out a book like that with that kind of stuff, yeah, I'd definitely be into it. Before we go any farther, we got Tentacle Pentacle is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for being here. MB Bonner says, "Ahoy, Joe and Mark. Ahoy to you. Good to see you." Yeah, there's so much talent overseas. It's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I we'll talk about it before the show ends, but I've got another book that I'm putting onto the campaign. It's essentially a supplemental book, and I'm working with an artist from overseas as well.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see the talent pool over there. Just fantastic, So it's cool to see those guys coming over and giving them some work. So this Malin thing, which is always exciting to see John Malin art, even older art. So I mean, it's cool. It's a concept you guys had a while back, and just now bringing it to everybody.
So yeah, so when John and I first started Graveyard Shift, which was around 2010, right when Graveyard Shift was in its infancy, a studio reached out to the two of us separately. First, they reached out to John, and then they reached out to me. They wanted us to help them create a whole universe of characters. They had big plans, all these different characters coming together, and we were responsible for creating their origin stories. The two owners of the studio, one owned a chain of superhero themed restaurants in Mexico. He actually has one in Arizona now. They're called Comic X.
Wow.
And these
Nice.
characters, they have a couple like life-size statues of the characters in the restaurants, and the characters are on their menus and stuff. I've heard people retell my story and say that they were created for the restaurant. They weren't created for the restaurant. They were created to be
Okay.
comic book characters. They just
Part
so
of it.
happened
Okay.
to license them to the guy's restaurant to use on the menus and stuff. And the other owner was an architect. So they had these big plans to get into comics. And then when COVID happened, the plans didn't happen because the one owner was busy trying to save his restaurant chain, and the other the architect owner, he was busy building hospitals for all these sick people. So
Oh, nice.
I always kept in contact with them, asked what their plans were, and finally I was like, you know what, I'm at a point where I could publish it. So I said, hey, if you guys don't think you'll be able to do anything, I'd be interested in publishing it. And they loved the idea because they had been keeping tabs on me and John, seeing what we were doing with Graveyard Shift. So
Nice.
yeah, these are two. John and I ended up doing 2 stories for them, about 20 pages each. So we have 40 pages worth of stories from like 2011 for these characters.
That's awesome.
So for the Hurley's Heroes book, it's 40 pages. 28 pages is dedicated to Hurley's Heroes. You flip it over, and then there's a 12-page preview of the Universal's initiative. And I plan to launch the Universal's initiative full book later this year. It's going to be a busy year, but yeah, I'm excited for people to finally see this. It's you know, it's older work. It's 12 years old, but man, I was proud of the work back then that we did, and I love it now.
Right.
It's almost like a little piece of history. Like this is early John Malin. Like this artwork looks a little more Michael Turner-ish than his work he's doing now.
Yeah. If you, yeah, absolutely. If you look at his art, he's got, and I like Malin's art just in general, you know,
Mhm.
obviously, but if you look at like some of his older stuff, you know, like his Marvel run and things of that nature, you know, a little bit different than the kind of art he's doing now. It's cool for me to see his old style. You know,
Yeah.
it's recognizable right off the bat. You can tell it's John Malin right off the bat. But it's kind of cool knowing that this is an unpublished story that's just kind of coming to light now. I like the idea of the flip book. That's old school. You know, I mean, if people remember when Rob Liefeld's Youngblood #1 was a
Yeah.
flip book, you know, and
Yep.
that was pretty cool to see. Same thing with Deathblow. I think Deathblow was a flip book with Cybernary in the back. So I think that's pretty cool, especially when you're introducing new characters and you want to use this Hurley's character as like a kind of like a team up thing. I think
Yeah.
that's really cool. It's a cool concept, and as far as I know, I don't think it's been done yet. So I think you broke new grounds here in
Thank you.
Comicsgate. So you know, congratulations again. That's awesome.
Thank you. Another cool thing about this project, so it is an older project, and trying to publish a book that's over a decade old. The original studio, um, the high res files were on a hard drive that they could not
Mm.
access, but I happen to have the
Oh
low res
man,
files. So I was talking to John on what he thought I should do, because first I asked him if he still had the high res, which he didn't.
right?
They were on a computer that crashed as well, and he was like, "Well, this is kind of my older work, and it wasn't as detailed. You should bring on an experienced finisher to go over them." And yeah, I was like, "Yeah, that's a great idea." And happened to be Chris Graves, who my workout buddy, and
Yeah,
who I'm doing Writhe in Pain. I was like, "Hey, how do you feel about inking over Malin?" And, and he was all for it. So I feel like
that's awesome.
it's old artwork, but it gets a fresh coat of paint with Graves doing finishes over it. Because like John said, it was his older work, not as detailed as the stuff he's doing today. So these black and white
True.
pages are two examples of Chris doing finishes over the Malin pencils.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm glad you went into that because I did want to bring that up. I think it's really cool that you see down here that Chris does the finishing over here, essentially like the inking or whatever you want to call, but the finishing over old Malin work, and that's super awesome. That is super awesome to see. I mean, Chris is definitely getting around. Again, like I said, it's really cool that he's getting his name out there because his book sounds awesome. It looks awesome. So the more he can get his name out there and just people recognize who he is, his art style. When Writhe in Pain drops, I think it's going to do really well. So it's awesome that you guys brought him on to do this.
Yeah. I think Chris is going to be an artist on the rise. Everyone keep your eyes on him. We're gonna hit the community back to back with Writhe in Pain and then the Universal's Initiative full book. So you're going to see a lot of Chris Graves work this year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's exciting. Chris, ink over Malin, no pressure, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I would have jumped at the opportunity, but I would have felt the pressure. Absolutely, inking over Malin work and getting feedback from him on it. We got Edwin in the house. Hail peeps, hail to you. We got jalapeno chorizo 101. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. So this is sick. This is good stuff. I really dig that. And speaking of Chris, so we got.
So there's three covers.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you.
So there's three covers to the book. There's the interior artist did a cover. Donald DeLay did a variant cover, and then John Malin did a cover. His was the Universal's Initiative cover. You flip them over since it's a flip book, and there's the covers for the flip books are three connecting covers that form a image of the Haunted Pizza universe. That's the U.S. Assassin Team, Viking Wolf, Black Owl, Sea Dog, the Universal's Initiative characters, and the very first published appearance of Writhe in Pain. They're hidden in the background.
Nice. Yep, that's awesome. What's really cool about this, Mark, is just seeing how much you've grown your universe. And again, like I said, from someone in my point of view that's looking forward to years down the line when I can get to this point of having so many of my characters realized in print, and then you can just do like a jam piece like this. I mean, this, let alone being a three covers, this is just an awesome looking poster for the universe. I mean, how excited were you when you saw this?
Man.
That's got to be something so cool.
Yeah, so like when I was thinking of like cool things for the campaign, when I came up with this idea, I was like, oh, this will be pretty cool. I think I have enough characters to do it. And then I asked Chris if he would be interested, and he jumped at the opportunity. But seeing it like the finished product, and then seeing it colored by Anthony George, it blew me away. I was like, wow, it's I don't know, as a like not just as a creator, but as a fanboy, just seeing all these characters together, really awesome.
That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, like that's how I'm feeling. Just knowing you, you know, I feel like we've gotten to know each other pretty well over the years. I consider you a friend of mine. So seeing this, just knowing how excited I would be if this was my universe, it just makes me so excited when I see something like this for you. Because this reminds me, like when I was a kid, it was again so awesome to see this kind of stuff from the image creators that I followed, you know, and held in such regard, whether it was in like a Wizard magazine or in their own book. And you just got to see a big splash shot of all the characters, Extreme Studios or Wildstorm or whatever, you know, Top Cow, just jammed in a piece. And then when I first saw this, I was just like, that is so cool. Because one, you kind of forget that you have so many characters. And then when you get to see it, it's just like, damn,
yeah,
this is it. Like this. Yeah. Like that's so awesome, man. And of course you got the running theme here. Like how many of these you've got?
So this is the third minifigure. The first two minifigures, well, the first one was a mini Moral Compass figure. Then I did a variant of the Moral Compass figure, and originally those ones were free to the first 100 backers. I decided for this one to make it free to the first 100 backers of the featured tier. So there's still plenty left, but I love it. I think it looks great. I love the little mini hoverboard, and it's I think it's a cool addition to the line.
No, that's awesome. That's really cool. I've got, unfortunately, I missed the last two because I just have not been able to get in the first 100s, but I got the Viking Wolf one. And I display it. You can't see it because it's so small, but I display it very proudly over there with the rest of my figurines. It's just a fun idea. I still want to see some of Malin's work. I've seen only some covers. Oh, really? Okay. So you're fairly new. Yeah. If you haven't yet, I mean, Malin's a fantastic artist. He's got his own unique style. You can see certain influences in it. You know, obviously he came from the Liefeld school, but he's also got, like, I saw somebody mention like some Travis Charest stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, elements within his work as well. He's just, you know, yeah, I'm really looking forward to his godlike stuff when that comes out, because I think that's just going to be another level when we finally see that book. But if you want to see some old school stuff, definitely back this book, because you get 12 pages of it just for backing the book. But if you just joined us, I'll just go back up. Here's a preview of some of the work that's going to be in there. Some old school John Malin work right there.
Yeah, and it's cool looking back at this. Like he did a lot of double page spreads even back then. I mean, that was the thing on Graveyard Shift that we were doing. But even back with the Universal's initiative, he was doing that style as well.
Sorry, I just got a message. It's I've been waiting for somebody to back Reaper Destroyer and knock us up to 56K, and I got a message from somebody that wants to refund their previous order because they want to get the Destroyer tier. So we're gonna go over 56K here pretty soon. I don't know if it'll be tonight, but that's awesome. Pretty cool. Yeah. Let me go back up to the top. So we got this just launched a couple days ago, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 55 backers already with 22 days left in the first 30. You're right there at getting that flexible goal, the 5. Oh no, that's 500.
Yeah. we're almost ready to hit the first stretch goal, which is $5,000, which is a garbage pail kids inspired trading card.
Is it on here or is that?
Yep. Yeah, it's right at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
There it is, right there.
Okay, yeah.
Hurling
Garbage
Heroes.
Pail Kids. What a movie. I'm pretty sure that movie disturbed me when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah. We've got I saw some question. Elisa wasn't written by Nasser. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Is it true that chorizo is stomach lining? I've heard it before, or I've had it before, and it wasn't bad. Well, if it is, don't tell me about it because it is fantastic. Yeah, Chris Graves says he needs that card. Yeah, and you'll get it. You are right there. This card is going to be going up there for the first stretch goal here very shortly, everybody. That's for sure. Let's see. Also pick up a 2024 Haunted Pizza calendar for $15. Nice. How is the calendar? I mean, I've seen more and more people doing the calendars lately, calendars and puzzles and things of that nature. And
yeah, I never would have thought of doing the calendar. It was suggested to me by the person who this book is inspired by, the real Hurley. So he was like, could we do a calendar? So I was like, sure, let's do it.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I don't know the logistics behind it when it comes to producing the calendar, but it seems like it would be a really cool idea to have a calendar.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my calendar comic book size. So if you just want to bag and board it, you can bag and board it.
Nice. That's a perfect idea. Yeah. Good call.
And these are some of the other add-ons. We have an acrylic pin set of Hurley and Sea Dog. There's a Sea Dog wrestling buddy, which is sold out at the moment. So
nice.
Sea Dog and Codename Kill Switch volumes 1 and 2 are also available if you want all the appearances of Sea Dog, as well as the variant covers by John Malin and Dan Fraga. They're available too as add-ons.
Yep. That's awesome. Yeah, again, you're just killing it, man. Killing it with this universe. I'm excited for this book. I will be backing hopefully soon. Let's get this right out. There we go. I always hate it when the credits after you play a video.
Everyone gets to see what you watched previously.
Yeah, I always keep my fingers crossed. I'm like, don't let this be my other channel where I watch weird things in. Like, don't want certain things popping up. Mark posed implied nude. Oh, implied nudes. He posed for it.
No, it's not. It's not the hunks of the Haunted Pizza universe. No, it's just it's all comic book artwork. Maybe for Writhe and Pain,
Yeah, there you go.
Chris and I will do.
Oh, good Lord, that is awesome. So we have coming up this year. You named earlier in the show all the stuff you got that you were personally involved with that's on your end. You got some stuff that you are just involved with, like the book you're working with Clayton.
Yeah.
You also are editor on Type 1, which is Sean Ahrendt's book, which hopefully will launch at some point this year. I know he's working hard on that. Your editor, co-writer with me on Reaper Destroyer. Yeah, you can't miss him, guys. You can't miss Mark. I'm telling you, like, he's going to be around. Also, what's going on? I was going to say, what's going on with Graveyard Shift schedule this year?
So in April, I'm going to go out there and sign Graveyard Shift Omega Storm, and we'll be launching Graveyard Shift Volume 5 this year as well.
Nice.
So,
yeah, you guys are killing it with that too. That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's exciting to see, man.
Yep. And so after this campaign, I have Coney Waves launching in March with Mandy Summers helped me write it. Renzo Rodriguez is the artist.
Nice.
And we got a variant cover by Irene. And then after Coney Waves, it's going to be Writhe in Pain by me and Chris, followed by the Universal's Initiative full book. And then we're doing end of the year U.S. Assassin 4, Mike McMahon. When he's not having more babies, he's drawing pages. So
babies and pages, man.
Yeah,
and dude's a busy man.
And hopefully, I'm going to have some exclusive stuff for the website too, like a Writhe in Pain preview book that's going to be, exclusives to my website. Mike and I are doing an exclusive variant for a U.S. Assassin that Sean Ahrendt drew, and all the proceeds for that's going to go to his family.
Nice.
And, maybe even some action figures this year.
Speaking of Sean, so the fundraiser ended officially. We wanted to try to get a second auction in. We have not been able to get the second auction set up. We probably will do a second auction down the line because we did get so much stuff and we got to figure out what we're going to do with it. But we ended the fundraiser at just over $15,000. So that's
Incredible.
awesome. The money got released to me. I'm working on the way to get it to Sean and his family, so they will be getting that shortly. And that's not even counting the super chats. Like, I'm still waiting on some super chat money from YouTube that we brought in that night as well, because we brought in on my show alone, I think we brought in $600+ of super chats on my show. Thanks to Kayla for drinking so much. We were getting super chats ready to take shots, and she finished like this whole bottle of Fireball, I think it was. And then there were super chats on Bancroft's and Jeremy's channel. So I would say when it's all said and done, probably close to $16,000 that we were able to raise for the family. And that's all of us together, CG and everybody that follows these channels and everything. So I just want to say a sincere thank you to everybody. From Sean as well, and his family are extremely humbled, and it's cool to see everybody come together and support one of our own. So I just want to give everybody an update on what's going on with that. Also, almost everything has been sent out to the backers that bought something on the auction. There's one person, if you see this name in the chat, we cannot find his information because he didn't send it to us. I'm assuming it's a him. It might be a her. I don't know. But they didn't send me their information. Their YouTube handle is Robot Life. If anybody sees Robot Life in any chat, tell them to get a hold of me or Bancroft or Lord Crackhead or anybody that's associated, so that we can get him or her their winnings that they got. So that's the only one. I'm hoping we can. If anybody knows who he is, Robot Life, guys, keep a lookout and help us out with that. Hey, we got Jamie in the house. Hail, Jamie. Jamie,
Hey, Jamie.
You will enjoy this. We have Ott and Stuff returning next Thursday at 8:00. Sean Ahrendt will be back here. We're having friends on. Mark will be here. We'll have Jeremy, Lord Crackhead. I think Rick Saylor will be on. Kayla will be here. We got other people we're inviting on. We're just going to hang out and have a good time. Welcome Sean back. But Ott and Stuff is returning on this channel at 8:00 next Thursday. So be here. It's going to be a fun show. I know that Jamie was a regular in the Ott and Stuff. Yeah, exactly. He's coming back. Yep. If you guys missed it, yeah, next week. It's going to be a fun show, guys. We're just going to hang and have a good time. Yeah. Nicholas outbid me for that Brett Booth Spawn piece. Yep. I had a certain amount I was going to go up to, and he definitely beat me. Congratulations, because that is awesome. I'm glad that you're enjoying that, and that is up on the wall. We have Mike McMahon in the house. Hail, Mike. Boys. Hail to you. Good to see you. Let's see. Okay, so this is what I was going to say before we get out of here. Is usually well, actually, I can't say usually we have a longer show, but if you guys know, my dad had surgery yesterday on his arm. Everything went well, so thank you for the well wishes. He is in recovery, and because we are like literally like 20 minutes away from the hospital where I live, which is kind of nice. My mother is staying the night here for the week or however long it takes for my dad to get out of the hospital. So I know she just got here. So I'm going to go up here in a little bit and hang out with her before she goes to sleep. But I did want to bring up the fact that Reaper Destroyer is $5 away from hitting 56K. The cool thing is I just got a message saying somebody wanted to refund their order and get the Destroyer tier. The Destroyer tier is this massive tier right here where you get everything. And I'm telling you guys, it is the best bang for your buck, because you get so much in this. You get covers A and B, you get the 2 virgin covers, you get the line art edition, the exclusive full foil ash can, which is only in this Destroyer tier. Mystery Book 1, which is the Dale Keown cover, which is the Pit #1 homage cover, where you get Dale Keown on the cover. We got Joe Chido, legendary colorist, did a hand painting of this cover, and Chance Wolf doing the logo and coming back and doing the first Reaping issue. If you guys don't know, these guys were all on Pit #1, and Pit #1 is my all-time favorite comic book ever and will always be. So it was a dream of mine to get those 3 guys to do a cover for this book and jam them all together and do a Pit #1 homage. So that's Mystery Book #1. Mystery Book #2, I'm going to show you guys in a second, and we're going to talk about very briefly. And then plus you get all the cards and everything. So it's cool that this person is going to refund their original order and get that tier, because if you're getting multiple books on this campaign, might as well just spring for that Destroyer tier. This right here, if I can get my screens in order. So we're going to be releasing a supplemental book on this campaign. And I got this idea from John and Mark, who always do a supplemental on their campaigns, or at least on the Graveyard Shift campaign. And I had an idea for a mystery book that I was going to do prior to this, but because the campaign has done so well, and I've had some other things happen in my life where I have the ability to kind of hire some other people to come on and help out with some stories. I've got an art team and a writer team. I'm writing one story, and Kayla, my co-host on Appreciating Comic Book Art, is writing another story. And I'm bringing in 2 just fantastic artists to draw these 2 backup stories. So there's going to be 2 backup stories in this supplemental book. I'm going to reprint the original Reaper Destroyer preview book from 2007. It's not going to be canon because the story is slightly different, but so many people have showed interest in that book that I wanted to have everybody have a chance to read it. So it's going to be reprinted in its entirety. I'm not going to touch it up. It's just going to be what it is in the back of this book, so you get a chance to see what it is. Plus, there's going to be a lot of extra stuff in this book as well. But this is going to be a supplemental book we're adding to the campaign later on this month. And this is the cover for it. And I will say this, if this goes decently, if we can sell a decent amount of copies and add some more money to the campaign, I want to put this cover in foil. That is my goal, to make this a foil cover, because
that would look awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so Dan Kemp colored this cover, and when I got it back, the first thing I thought was like, man, with those reds and the black would just pop so much foil if we can do it. So that's my goal. If it sells well, we'll do a foil cover. Otherwise, it will come like the rest of the books. But this is going to be added to the campaign later on this month. I wanted to wait till Sean got back, because unfortunately Sean has missed almost every major thing with the campaign for stuff outside of his control. And I wanted to do a show that had him back, and we could launch the mystery book together, and he could be there. And we could just have a good time drinking and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just starting to talk about it. I will show you and tell you about the artists as we get closer and what the stories are going to be about, because I got some talented dudes, talented artists on this book. Like, it blows me away, some of the guys I was able to get on this book. I mean, I'm a fan of their art, and I can't wait to see them tell the story. Like, it's just the main thing I want to do with my universe is make sure that the art stays at a certain level. You're like, I want to be the worst artist, right, in my universe. So that's my goal, is anybody I bring in to do work, they're going to be better than me, and they got to make me look like shit. That's that's the goal right here. And I definitely got some guys I told you I was getting a refund. Was that you? Yeah, maybe. If not, there you go.
I think he commented he was refunding once he heard I was working on the book.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I was extremely happy how this came out. And again, nice. Look at that. Robot
there you
Life. There you are. That is so awesome. That is all. Yeah. I'm gonna drop. Okay, I'm gonna drop the contact me here. I'm gonna drop an email in the chat and contact me here. Yes, so I'm so excited that you're here. We can get you what you bought on that auction. So thank you so much for showing up. If anybody got a hold of him and let him know, that is great. Thank you for being here. So ottenstuff@gmail.com. Send me your information to that email that I just dropped into the chat, and we will get the stuff out to you. That is awesome. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Okay, yeah. No, that was right. Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Knew you're calling him. He's a strong boy. Yeah. Well, finally, I was getting worried. I honestly, I was getting worried because like we got everybody set up. Dale just sent me the Youngblood 4 cover that I gotta get to one of our other backers, but that's going out. And Robot Life was the only one that we were waiting on. So that's so cool. Yeah. So I'm glad you guys dig this. I was extremely happy with this. I would love to sell enough of this to get this into foil because I think this would absolutely just kill it in person when it gets to foil. So if we can do that, this cover is definitely going to do that amongst some other stuff. So that is coming to the campaign, everybody. We are this close to hitting $56,000 on Reaper Destroyer issue 1. Man, it's insane. It's been, well, shit, we're in 2023 now. 2022 was an incredible year for me and my family, a launching of this campaign, and I can't wait to get this out to you guys. I am 50%, if not a little bit over, with penciling the book. Right on target. I'm trying to get this out by July. Everything seems to be going with the personal goals I have hit trying to get to. Everything seems to be lining up really well. One thing I said on Mandy's channel when I was over there, Mark, is I've got so many moving pieces on this book.
Yeah.
That when I get issue 2, I'm not going to have as many people working on the book as I do issue 1 because trying to wrangle in everybody that I've got inking or coloring or whatever else that I have is it might be a little bit of a challenge.
Project management wise, it's got to be a nightmare. Oh, you have what, three different inkers or 4?
Right now, yeah. So I've got Joe Weems, Matt Banning is inking. I also brought in Chance Wolf, who's going to be doing some inking, and I'm talking to another inker that I really want to work with, and he's interested in doing it. We're trying to figure out the time.
Yeah.
You know, how many pages can he do? But he would like to do it, but I don't want to say anything until he actually does work on the book, because if he can't, then I'm just going to look like an idiot to say like, oh, blah, blah, blah is coming on the book too. And then I'll have to come back later and say, I'm sorry, guys, I messed that one up. Yeah, but so I could have 4 or 5 inkers working on this book, which I discovered that this book is just me trying to work with
your heroes,
everybody. Yeah, my heroes. So it's like, this is me trying to work with my heroes, you know.
Well, that's an awesome project to have.
Yeah. We got Lieutenant Hughes, member for 1 month, says your contribution ID is 933. Refresh soon. You are welcome. Oh shit, let me bring that back up. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, let's refresh. Let's see what happens. There we go. Look at
awesome,
that,
man. Congratulations.
Wow. Thank you. And thank you to everybody in the back. Thank you. Lieutenant Hughes, and I got a number of backers as well over on Mandy's channel tonight. So wow, yeah, I've been wanting to hit that 56 for a while. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. This continues to be a dream come true for me, and I'm working hard to make this the best product I can put out right now. And you know, issue 2 is going to continue that standard going forward. And what I was going to say on issue 2 is I'm going to I'm going to pull it back just a little bit. There aren't going to be so many names working on issue 2. I'm going to bring it back just a little bit. 6 a.m. Comics is well deserved. This book looks great. Ashcan was awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Sheldon said that do that is pretty killer though. Glad you can work with your heroes. That has been the coolest thing, honestly, about this whole thing is being able to work with guys I never thought in a million years I'd be able to work with. You know, that's it's so cool. Thank you, Tarks. Appreciate you. Before we get out of here, guys, we cannot leave without talking about this title match that Mark and I are going to be going out and putting it out on the line. Mark is the champion. If you guys don't know what the CGFW is, it's this it's the Comics Gate Wrestling Federation.
Yeah.
You know, if you guys haven't got into it, 6 a.m. they do these really cool, very fun matches where our avatars go out and wrestle. And it's cool. It's fun to be on. If you know anything about me, personally, I entered the ring last year with 2 straight losses right out the bat. I was a perennial loser to the point where I was starting to get depressed. But there was a Royal Rumble, and lo and behold, I stood my ground. I came out strong, came out the winner, so I earned the right to face Mark Poulton and the championship match. Yeah, like I say, man, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Yeah,
I'm coming.
It's
I'm
going to
coming
make
for that
working on
belt.
Reaper Destroyer awkward, but
A little bit, you know, to put the personal and business aside. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the personal and business aside, just like when Sean and I went at it in the match, and it was a hell of a match.
yeah,
Tip my cap to Sean. He defeated me. He did. I gotta give that to him for sure. But same thing, you know, you put the friendships aside for just one night,
yeah,
for that 15, 20 minutes that's gonna be. And yeah, you know.
and you know, just like I told XAM, when I beat you, it's just going to be like Reaper Destroyer. I'm going to give you some notes on how you can improve.
Well, I hope it's a no disqualification match, because if I get a hold of the chair, man, I'm bringing that chair in. I'm ending it quick.
I feel a little betrayed that Sean is coming out with you to the ring. I don't know if you've seen the preview, but
I saw the preview.
Sean's
I was
in
just
your corner, but that's all right. I got Big Gravy, Chris Graves.
I was
in
just
my
about to
corner.
say, you got Chris over coming down. Yeah. I figured you got a little bit of backup going on. Yeah, it's going to be a marathon, guys. I don't know when that's going on. I know 6 a.m.'s got an idea. I have no idea, but it's going to be fun. We'll advertise it, yeah, we'll let you all know so we can all tune in and see who the champ is. Mark going to hold on to his belt, or am I going to be the new champion of the CGFW?
I've had a great run. I don't want it to end just yet, so I'm going to be bringing it, Joe.
It's going to be it's going to be a bloodbath. Is what I said earlier. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath. 2 guys that don't want to lose, putting it all on the line. You don't want to miss it. Sheldon said Joe gives notes with a chair. Yeah, exactly. Mark losing his belt never happened. Yep, we'll
Thank
see.
you, Jamie.
We'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, guys. So keep an eye out for that. We'll let you all know more information as it comes. Until then, Tuesday at 10, we're gonna be doing another appreciating comic book art. As always, I have no idea what I'm doing until like the day before or the day of. So I'll let you just keep an eye out. But you guys all show up at 10 o'clock. They're great shows. My co-host Kayla, Sean will be back. Not next Tuesday, but whenever he wants, he's also a co-host on that show. But the big news is next Thursday, 8 o'clock, be here for Sean's return and the return of Ott and Stuff. You guys don't know, I've been running the intro to Ott and Stuff because I haven't done that in a while. The show has been kind of dormant since he's been on hiatus, taking care of what he needs to take care of. So that's going to be coming down. That's what I got going on the next week. Mark, what about you? What do you got going on coming up? Where can we get you? Where can we follow you?
So you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Coney Waves. My YouTube channel is Primetime Poulton. And this Saturday, we're going to have the Hurley's Heroes Hot Sauce Roulette Wheel. Me, my son, and the real life Hurley. We're going to be answering trivia questions. And when you get it wrong, you spin the wheel. You get the hot sauce of your I guess what luck draws you. And it's going to be a fun night.
That sounds awesome. What night is that again?
Saturday night. Actually, it's going to be early. Saturday, probably like 4 p.m. we're gonna do
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon then.
Yep.
Hail Jacob, what's going on? Glad you finally went live. Finally, I've been live for an hour. What's wrong with you? What is the matter with you?
I'm doing a book with Jacob as well. Called
All over the place, folks.
Kil'jaeden the Ender. It's a genie who kills whoever you wish dead. So be on the lookout for that.
That's what I'm talking. like the Wishmaster. You ever
Yeah.
see? Remember that movie when that
I
came
remember
out?
that. I love the Wishmaster.
Yeah, that was a cool movie. That was a good. What would you rate it? Like a B movie, right? Because that was like a direct to DVD or direct to video movie back in the 90s. Was it 90s? Jeez.
Yeah, I feel like the first one made it into theaters, but then the
did the first one? Okay,
I think so.
Or maybe the first one did. Yeah. That was a good one. Chris said, just keep a square Sontag and there won't be any problems. All right. All right. The tension is building. I'm telling you. As I just said, I don't know what I'm doing Tuesday. I just remembered what I'm doing Tuesday. So we said this because I've been one of the biggest supporters. Well, I know there's other big supporters out here, but you know how excited I am about Mark Silvestri. He's one of my favorite artists. And I've been following the Batman, the Joker, Deadly Duo. And we said every time the book comes out, a week after it comes out, we give you guys a chance to go out there and read it. We're going to do a full review on this book, which means every single page we're going to look at and talk about and just appreciate the gorgeous art that is Mark Silvestri and this brilliant book. Because this is one of the best mainstream books, probably the only mainstream book I'm excited about because of Mark Silvestri. And he kills it with the story, he kills it with the art. And we're going to look at issue 3 Tuesday on Appreciating Comic Book Arts. That is what we're doing. So I lied to you guys. I just made that up. So you're welcome. MB Bounder says, we're just coming back to comics. I think your art is awesome, Joe. Well, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. I appreciate everybody that pays attention to this channel, pays attention to any of our books. And the fact that you guys are going out and spending money on us still blows me away and humbles me every single time. So keep it up. Thank you. Yeah, it's the only good mainstream book. It really is. I mean, I collect Gunslinger Spawn because I'm a huge fan of Brett Booth. I don't really read it though. No, I'm honest. Like I don't read it. Like I get it. I flip through it. I like the art and I put it down because the character's cool, but I don't really care about the story. I'm collecting it because Brett Booth is drawing it. This book is the only book I really sit down and read. And it's good. It's one of the best Batman stories I've read in a while. I think Mark knows the character and he's capturing the characters of that universe correctly. He's just giving us a good, fun mystery action book. No alternative motives, no preaching, no narratives. It's just fun book. So I can't recommend it enough for people to go out and support that because this is the kind of stuff in comics that we want over the kind of shit that they're giving us. So. And that's all thank you to Top Cow, in my opinion, and Mark Silvestri. So go out and get it and tune in Tuesday at 10. We will look at it. I think that's all I wanted to cover. Mark, anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
No, I'm good. Just thank you for having me on, man.
Always, man. You are the longest running guest, even though this isn't art and stuff. This is close to it. You're the longest running guest we have on here, and that continues to be the case. And Mark will be back with us next Thursday as well for a little bit, tuning in to welcome Sean back to art and stuff into the streaming world. So, all right, everybody, where's my outro? The last time I hit the wrong outro and I felt like a dumbass. So, okay, there it is. Thank everyone for joining us today and for being a part of the show. Be good to each other. Take care of one another. And as always, picture me naked. Peace.